On Sunday Night Football, the Titans beat the Rams 28-16. And look, I didn't say it publicly. I didn't say it on my last episode. But I kind of expected this game to be a blowout. It was the Tennessee Titans without their star running back. First game without him. I'm like, what do we really expect from Tennessee here? Like, I figure they might survive the year, but if they're going to do it, they're not going to beat the Rams. It's going to take them a little bit of time to figure out how to win without their star running back. And it was a blowout, but it went the other way I would have thought if it was a blowout. The Titans led 21-3 at halftime. Really, they won 28-9. The Rams got a touchdown in garbage time with literally 24 seconds left. Their only touchdown of the game. It took them, 1 minute and 36 seconds? There you go. Math for you guys. 59 minutes and 36 seconds is how long it took for the Rams to finally get a touchdown in this game. The Titans' defensive line in this game dominated. They kept getting interior pressure on Matthew Stafford. And eventually had to change the entire game plan for the Rams. They had to move the pocket a bunch, run a bunch of bootlegs. And even that, still, Matthew Stafford had pressure in his face constantly. And Matthew Stafford, the Rams quarterback, threw two really ugly interceptions. On interception number one, there was pressure up the middle from Jeffrey Simmons, who, by the way, had 3 sacks and had a dominating performance. And it was this play was very, very similar to the Carson Wentz interception against Tennessee during Week 8, where Matthew Stafford had pressure in his own end zone. He's getting sacked. He's getting taken to the ground. And as he does, he tries to throw the ball. Oh, and it got picked off. And it gave Tennessee first and goal. They got an easy touchdown after that. Now, what's heartbreaking about it is we found it afterward by talking to the rules analyst during the game. Apparently would not have been a safety. The ball was across the goal line, not in the end zone. And so if he'd taken the sack, his forward progress was stopped before the ball was in the end zone. So it would have been a sack like on the 2-inch yard line, not a safety. So Matthew Stafford, it's a hard, I get it. Like, you don't want to take a safety, you want to get rid of the ball. But if you get rid of the ball there, it's intentional grounding in the end zone, which isn't safety. So it's just a really hard thing there. And a bad interception for Matthew Stafford regardless. Like, none of that play was good. Now, on interception number 2, Matthew Stafford got baited by Titan safety Kevin Byard. And man, this is a fantastic play. I think it's one of those plays that reminds you how good of athletes NFL players are, where Kevin Byard jumps the route. He baits Matthew Stafford into throwing an out route, gets a pick six. And so he jumps the route. He fully extends, makes a fingertip grab, then runs for a touchdown. And you're like, oh my gosh. Like, imagine, like, he could play wide receiver. And I think a lot of people don't understand defenders get all kinds of crap for not being able to catch the ball. But imagine catching the ball when you expect it. You're a receiver, you're running a route. You know what route you're running. You know when to expect the ball. Defenders never really know when to expect the ball. Like, they're always reacting. It's way harder to catch when you're reacting, not expecting the ball. And, shout out to my defensive players out there. They always get crapped on for not being able to catch. But Kevin Byard, what a great pick six. I love to see it. And, by the way, on back-to-back plays, the Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford got picked off. That gave the Titans a 14-3 lead. And, man, it was I don't know, it's only one game without Derrick Henry for Tennessee. But last week, I remember when everybody declared the year over for Tennessee. Oh, the Titans season is ruined. And I was very careful to say, let's wait and see how things play out. We don't really know that one player. They're still a good football team. And, I thought Tennessee showed on Sunday they can beat anybody. They're 7-2. I believe they're at the top of the AFC right now, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, they are, because the Ravens are 6-2. So, by the way, look at Tennessee's schedule. There's a lot of winnable games ahead. They play Houston twice. They play the Saints. They play Miami. They play the 49ers, the Jaguars. I think Tennessee looks like a team that could go 14-3 or 13-4. And remember, everybody declared their year over just a week ago. And I look at their schedule now and I'm like, and I was careful not to be one of those people. I said multiple times, let's see what happens. And we saw what happened against the Rams. That's a good football team. And interestingly enough, they won the game with defense. They did not win the game throwing the football. So just a very interesting, great performance by the Tennessee Titans. I got 2 final notes from this game. Number one, on the opening kickoff, they had, I believe his name is Michael Buffer, the ring announcer. He said, Let's get ready to rumble. And I can't do it. Of course, I'm not a ring announcer. I can't do anywhere near the level of him. But he said that rumble right as the ball was kicked off. And it's unclear whether that was an accident or on purpose. But I kind of looked at that as I loved it. And it's an opportunity where I would love to hear like rumble as the ball was being returned, like the beginning of the return. That'd be amazing. And I again, accident or not, I think the NFL might have gotten accidentally got onto something there, and that would be a fantastic way to start every big game, like Sunday Night Football. Like Michael Buffer, I believe that's his name, the ring announcer. Amazing. I want that every single night on Sunday Night Football, maybe the Super Bowl, something. It's just a fantastic way to start a football game. It's kind of like, oh my goodness, it just really, bam, let's go. And the second thing I want to talk about is a gutsy touchdown by the Tennessee Titans. It was 4th and goal, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left before halftime, ball on the 1 yard line. Tennessee was up 14-3. Like there's not a lot of risk of, losing or anything, but it's an interesting moment because they decided, here's the risk they took. It was a bootleg that Ryan Tannehill ran for a touchdown. You fake the run, you roll out right, basically. And it really reminded me of Peyton Manning's touchdown that he ran for in Denver, because Peyton Manning never ran for a touchdown. And the one time he did, he faked the run, reverse pivoted, ran for a touchdown to the left side of the end zone. Ryan Tannehill was rolling right this time. But here's why it was a risk. There was no option for Ryan Tannehill to throw to. It's all or nothing. You're handing off, you're faking the handoff, rolling out right, and he had to run. Like, there's no other option other than Ryan Tannehill has to run for the touchdown. And I love that. I wasn't sure what to call it. I never ran. It's called a naked bootleg. I had to text Coach Dan Casey, like, hey, what's that called again? And he's like, he reminded me, oh, yeah, it's a naked bootleg because you're unprotected, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I never ran that. So I just shout out to Tennessee, man. That was a gutsy call to give Ryan Tannehill no other option. You're committed to the run. And the whole defense bit down. He ran for an easy touchdown. Really, really cool play call there on Sunday Night Football by Tennessee.